Hi all, Frogmarch here. Before we start looking at my own play, I wanted to share some insights that I've gained through a lot of painful first-hand experience. First thing I did when I installed Dota 2 was go to the Play tab and click Find Match. For your own sanity, don't do this. This is an incredibly complex game. You'll feel very frustrated if this is how you start. Worst of all, other people will add to your injury with a lot of insults, a lot of terrible and very creative insults. The best way to start is to play bot games. You can play solo bot games, or you can play bot games with your friends. Play a lot of bot games. The lower skill bracket public matches, players are about as good as hard bots, so you'll want to be on par with or better than hard bots before you solo queue for public matches. Next thing we need to discuss are game types. When I first started, I started with all random and single draft. I thought that would teach me the game the fastest. I'm sure if you're an experienced player in the higher skill brackets, these can add a lot of variety to your game and are a lot of fun. Unfortunately for new players, these games are a nightmare. In addition to potentially not knowing your hero, the average skill level of all random and single draft matches is much lower than all pick. My guess is that the game actually adjusts your skill level down during matchmaking with all random and single drafts to compensate for the random nature of hero choice. Unfortunately, the result is very frustrating games. I actually went back and looked at my first games. It was 12 full games of single draft and all random before I played one without an abandon. That's roughly 6 hours of my life wasted playing games that either won't count or are basically an automatic loss. So avoid all random and single draft at the start. The last game type you'll want to stay away from is Captain's Mode. This is the game type used in professional tournaments. The players here are generally much more skilled, and they'll be pretty angry that you're ruining their game. In all honesty, the best type, after you've played a bunch of bot matches, is all pick. After you play a bunch of bot games, you'll probably feel comfortable with 2 or 3 heroes. Go ahead and play them in all pick. Afterwards, self-assess a bit. How were you able to contribute? Did you carry your team with a massive godlike kill streak? Or did you cower in fear as the other team killed you over and over and over? And then adjust your bot practice accordingly. The final insight I'd like to add is that playing at certain times of day yield better games. There are generally fewer players on during the normal workday, so in order to keep search times low, the Dota 2 matchmaker is forced to expand the skill range of potential players in a match. These games go one of 2 ways. Either you will crush the other team, or the other team will crush you. One person generally wins the game or ruins it. Either way, it's difficult to learn anything helpful from these kinds of games. The games I play later in the evening are usually much better quality. Skill levels are pretty even, so afterwards you can actually analyze the game in a meaningful way. Best of all, playing with better players makes you play better, which is exactly what you want. So, good luck out there. More to come shortly. Thanks for watching.